Okay, so I'm doing a rear wiper delete on my GTI. I did it on my other GTI and I liked it a lot. I don't use this thing. So first thing is just to take this cover off. So just pull this off. This should just pop out like that. Then we're gonna take this nut off. This is the rear wiper delete. It's like a plug. It's got a gasket on it. Yeah, my Mustang's under cover right now because it's been winter and it's not a winter car. So, but hopefully I can get her out and make some videos on it soon. So, but today we're doing this. So this part isn't in any specific order, but you'll need to get this nut off, which is a 13 millimeter. And then you're gonna work on getting all this trim out. So like these pieces. And then you're gonna need to get screws out here and here. And then I think there's one here. But there'll be a cover over this too. I need to clean this up, get the rust off. And you'll work on prying this whole thing off. It's on there pretty good. Last time I did my other GTI, so it's you have to pull pretty hard because it's on there good. So once you've got the trim off, which you just kind of pull real hard, you might leave some clips behind. Yeah, because they're supposed to still stay on here like this. So just put them back because you're gonna need to line them all up. Just put it on is the hardest part. So we're gonna work on getting the motor out. So you're gonna have to disconnect everything. This is washer fluid line. This is probably one of the most important parts. Is you're gonna have to in my car I disconnected the fuse, but it wouldn't let me use my front washer fluid. So I still want front washer fluid, obviously. So I'm just gonna have to go to the front of the car. And that's what I did on my other car, is take this out. And behind here is the washer fluid reservoir. And what you need to do is you're gonna find the line that goes to the rear of the car, disconnect it, and put a plug on it, as well as the motor, the pump that pumps the fluid to the rear. So that if you accidentally hit it, it's not gonna be spraying fluid just inside of your trunk, because it's no longer gonna be able to come out of the nozzle here. So you're gonna have to, figure out a way to prevent fluid from coming out of this line after you disconnect it. So I disconnected this connector, which just went right here. Next is to get this line off. It's got this little clip on it. Now, hope the wind noise isn't bad. It's pretty windy today here in Indiana, so let's see here. Get that off. So now, put that to the side. Should be able to just pull this off. Hopefully a lot of fluid doesn't come out. Nope, okay. And you can probably want to tee that off. I'll set that up so it doesn't leak anywhere, and then I'll figure out a way to plug that as well. Next, to get these off, to get the motor out, and those are 10 millimeter, just 3 of them, 1, 2, and 3. And then this whole thing should be free, but you could either try to use this to wiggle off the wiper arm. Now these corrode because it's dissimilar metals. So this is more aluminum and then this is, I think, steel or whatever. And they corrode and they seize up, they solidify to each other. So it's very hard. You can get a puller, like a wiper arm puller, which I'd recommend. I don't have one, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to either break it or just manhandle it off like I did last time. Because I'm not going to be using this, so I don't care about breaking it. The only thing I care about not breaking is the glass. So you got to be careful because this whole thing is obviously surrounded around glass. to get any of the clips that you might have left behind, you can use some pliers. Sometimes you can pull them out with your hands, but sometimes you can't. And just get them out. Then put them right back where they're supposed to be. Just like this. There we go. So this is where I'm at now. When I tried to take the bolt off, as I said that they get corroded, it just snapped right off. Gave me nothing to use. I'm using a tie rod puller instead of a, I don't have a wiper arm puller, but a tie rod end puller looks a lot like a wiper arm puller. And it seems to be working. So since it's sheared off, I'm putting a small socket in the center, and I'm going to tighten this down to pull this up. Took the arm off. I just broke everything to get it off because this spring's a pain in the butt, so I just broke it to get it off. So I'm going to tighten this down and hopefully it'll pop off. So that worked. It was obviously very corroded. So now I can finally get all the bolts off, and I can just pull the motor out. So just take off all of these. I loosened them already, but I needed them on there to turn everything, so hopefully this doesn't just fall right off. I don't think it will. Alright, let's see if I can get this out. There we go. Alright, motor's out. Now, get this gasket grommet thing, push it out like that. Now I'm gonna get some alcohol. I'm gonna clean this. You want to clean it good and get a good seal before we put on our delete plug. So we just got some isopropyl alcohol and some paper towels. I'm just gonna wipe around the inside as well as the outside because there's a lot of gunk on there. You want to get that off. So let's do that. I'm gonna clean that off and then we're gonna install the plug. So here's the plug. You're gonna notice. So I got this from ECS Tuning. Just rear wiper delete. That's what it's called. So take this off. So you're gonna have a washer, and a gasket, and then so these parts. Let's take this apart here. All right. Take the washer and the gasket. And then there's gonna be a small gasket in between. Now when you put this on, this goes on the outside in, everything else goes from the inside out. You're gonna want to make sure that gasket is centered because it's really small and it's gonna want to move on you. So try to keep it as level as you can. Maybe put a tiny bit of like grease or something just to hold it in place. I don't think I'm gonna need it. But once you put that in there, you're gonna tighten it up. So I'm gonna try to put it on and start it. So once you got it lined up and put on and just started, this is E15, and you're gonna tighten it with a ratchet until it starts spinning because you can't over tighten this. The rubber will just start to spin. So I'm gonna keep tightening it down. Get my ratchet. All right. That's sealing it. And then, see how it's just starting to spin now? That's pretty much it. And then just put everything back together, and just the way it came off. Thanks for watching.